Jason, what in particular will you be looking for tomorrow night against the Jazz?
I think just excitement, the energy against another opponent, not against ourselves. So just some fun. I'm not looking for things to be perfect tomorrow. I'm looking for their energy, their excitement, the things that we've talked about, our chemistry, and our accountability tomorrow. That's probably pretty much what I'm looking for tomorrow.
How much can we look forward to seeing KP and Luka tomorrow night as far as playing time?
Yeah, you'll see those guys out there probably just for the first half, and they'll be their minutes have already been slotted, so they'll play together in the first and second quarter, and then they'll go on. Then they're done for the night.
And to go off of that, do you have sort of a plan or an idea how you want to use them throughout the preseason, or is that something that you kind of have to feel out along the way?
Yeah, we talked as a team about the plan, and so the beauty about the plan is this is a young team that everybody wants to play. I've been around teams that are a little older, or wiser, I shouldn't say older, wiser. And so this is a first because everybody wants to play. And so this is going to be work in progress. I kind of laid out what I thought, and I told them that, well, this is a working plan where we'll talk about game 2. There will be guys sitting out game 1 and 2, and there will be probably closer to a dress rehearsal for game 3. And then once we get there, then I said I will sit with everybody to figure out if they want to play or not play. And I already know everybody wants to play, so we'll figure that out when it comes.
And it's at least worth me asking what guys may or may not play on push days.
Yeah, I think that's going to be released at 5. But the guys already know who's not playing, so Finney and Frank and Dorian will sit.
And one more question, who won that quarterback competition?
That's a good one. We're going to have to go to the tape. We saw a lot of great throws, and we saw the best part about throwing the ball also is who can catch it. So I think we got a couple of guys who made the cut. We're going to have to do it again in a different atmosphere, maybe over at the arena, just to see if anything changes. But I thought everybody threw the ball well.
Jay, just to follow up, who said Dorian, Frank, and who else was going to sit?
Dwight. Yeah, they'll sit.
When you said you've stressed accountability, obviously, throughout the camp, how does that? Who holds people accountable? Is there a kangaroo court, or is this, is anybody keeping score on that, or how do the players get those messages?
No, I think it's everyone. Everyone has that responsibility to hold each other accountable, from player to coach, coach to player. I think that's the beauty of this chemistry, of this culture, is that we're all held accountable, and it's fair to say that player to coach, coach to player, and that's just the way I see how things will work. Because when you talk about communication and knowing where you stand, as a coach, the players will always know ahead of time of what's happening before it takes place. So that's the way I see it. Is that it's not kangaroo court. I think it's just everyone with the Mavs shield is held accountable in the sense of being able to hold the next person, player or coach.
You've started as a head coach a couple times, obviously coming to a franchise, been a head coach. This being your third time around, what is that adjustment process like? How do you feel this one is compared to past ones? Is it smoother or quicker?
I think it's been smooth. I don't know if it's been quicker. You might have to come back to me on that one. But I think that the beauty of coming here, I played for Mark. I've known Casey and Dion, Scooter, these guys for a long, long time. So I think that's what makes it, I think, in that second part of your question, smooth. But just knowing that the culture that's been here, it's about winning, it's about people, and so it's been easy. A lot easier because I'm not a rookie coach, and so I've seen both sides of the coin as being a head coach and an assistant coach. So I would say I'm a little bit wiser now before I took that Brooklyn job, and also the Milwaukee job.
Similar question or similar vein, in terms of like what you're actually trying to communicate on the court to players, how long does that take? Are you going to cover, obviously I'm sure you cover all the basics in training camp, but how long into the season do you feel you're still going through and learning and showing and teaching and installing your system and your ways of doing things?
Yeah, I think that never stops. I think that's an ongoing process on this journey. That's every day, because you can cover the basics. There's always little things, little tricks, little details as the season goes on that you can work off a play, or if you see something on film that you know that you can get, a wide open shot on, that Timmy or them didn't think about, just being able to give them that insight that this is what I see. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think that's the process that we're going to go through too, is we're not going to make every shot. We're not going to hold anybody scoreless. And so we just got to continue to learn each other, and that's just going to be an on-day process, in practice, off days, and, on the road. That's this year and years to come. We're going to continue to learn from each other.
All right, we'll go to Zoom now. Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Coach, hope you're well. I know Tyson Chandler is working out with young big guys, but can you clarify what role your ex-teammates, JJ Barea and Dirk Nowitzki, will have with the team this season, if any?
Yeah, Tyson's here. He's part of the Mavs Legends program that we just started. When we talk about JJ and Tyson, this program is to give back to past players the opportunity, if they want to coach, to give them that platform to come in and see if they like it or not. Coaching is not for everyone. We all might yell that we want to coach until we see the hours, and so that's for Tyson. Dirk is like special advisor to the owner. I think he owns the team.
All right, and then we actually have one more to Dwayne, and then we'll wrap up, Jason. Thanks.
Jason, Dwight is going to talk to us in a minute. You mentioned last week that Dwight's going to be your starting center.
Yep.
What in particular did you see out of him to make you come to that decision?
I just love the way he competes. But this wasn't just my decision. This was a group decision, and so I brought it to the board, and the board brought up Dwight, and we all agreed that it would be Dwight. So I can't take credit for that, but what I do like about what Dwight brings to that starting group is his energy, his effort, the little things, and we need someone like that on the floor for 48 minutes. That's not just about themselves, and so I think he checks those boxes for that group when he starts.
Dwight, let's talk about some of the challenges that you had that Achilles surgery and all that, trying to come back, and how difficult was that process?
Yeah, it's difficult, I guess, as opposed to not having to go through it, but it's one of those things, kind of, it is what it is. You just got to take every day, every opportunity to get healthier, better, stronger, improve your skill set. There's a long period of time, obviously, where I couldn't be on the court in a full capacity, but still trying to do things to improve my game, improve my body, prepare my mind for those opportunities coming at each next phase. But I guess if I would say the most difficult part was staying mentally locked in, remaining engaged with the team, trying to do whatever it is I could to contribute in some way, whether that's on or off the court, and then finding ways to keep myself motivated to get better, not just to rehab, but to continue to work as I had worked before I got hurt, just in a different capacity.
What are you looking forward to achieving in tomorrow's game against the Jazz?
Winning the game, in particular.
I mean, the preseason game. I'm talking about you individually.
Yeah, me individually winning the game, like as a member of this team. That's the most important thing, in particularly about tomorrow.
These preseason games, put that much emphasis on a preseason game?
Well, I mean, if you only pick one thing. The biggest thing for us is continue to mesh together and continue to build that chemistry, continue to develop as one cohesive unit. And I think the way that shows up is in wins. So being able to stay composed offensively, share the ball, and be a team on that side, but also follow our schemes and communicate on the defensive end. But the biggest thing, we have a lot of skilled guys. We got guys who know how to play. We got guys who have been in the league for some time now. It's putting all those pieces together to create something that's, larger than the sum of its parts.
Hey, Dwight. With Jason making you the starting center and moving KP to power forward, curious, how does a healthy offseason and a healthy finish to last season kind of help your chemistry? What do you think? How do you think you've evolved with KP in the front court and how you guys are going to play as a starting unit?
KP is an extremely talented player. I think everybody knows that. His ability to shoot at that size is extremely unique, not only because of what he can do with his size on the defensive end and his finishing inside and whatnot, but just his ability to get shots off. So that creates such a massive threat on the outside that I think being able to have that rolling rim presence is going to benefit both of us. So that's something that we've spoken about and just working on it in practice, is that tandem of one in, one out, trying to create opportunities for each other, and also just the random screens for him. KP's moving so much better. His body's in amazing shape, so he's able to get to those spots quicker, react faster. So being able to set him up, and he just draws so much attention that it just creates opportunities for everybody else.
And to go off of that, KP was pretty clear last year that he preferred playing center when he had the chance. But I'm curious, I guess, what is different about the way Jason runs his offense or even defense that makes it more suited that you guys will work together and that KP can bounce out to power forward and be as successful as he wants to?
I think KP is going to thrive in whatever position he's put in this season. I'm sure about that. The way he's prepared this offseason, the way he's already been practicing so far in camp. I think whether he's the 4, 5, 3, or 6, whatever it is, he's going to find a way to be extremely lethal for us. That's the mindset he's had, and he's prepared us as teammates for that. So we're super excited for the games to come.
What's the biggest difference in how the team has gone about practice sessions this year? Just things that you've always been doing like the last 7 or 8 years. What remains? What's been changed? How much different is it? And do you see the positive effects of the difference?
I think one of the biggest things so far in camp that I've really enjoyed is the energy. We kind of start fast and we kind of keep a high pace throughout the whole practice, which I think is extremely important, like we keep saying, for a team that's trying to continue to mesh and build chemistry. To continually compete from the jump, I think, is super important. So we have obviously schemes and principles that we're implementing, and there's a lot of teaching that's still going on, but we're doing it through competing, which I think helps not only ingrain those things in our mind in the right frame, but also help us build that chemistry offensively and defensively while going through teaching drills. So the energy has been super high, and guys have been enjoying it.
Callie asked about your fit with KP specifically. What do you like about starting and just your fit with that unit? Obviously, you guys have spent a lot of time pulling together the past few years.
I mean, I love the game of basketball first and foremost, and I've been very fortunate to be on this team, especially specifically, but in this organization. But there's nobody on this team I don't like playing with. I think, as I've said again and again, building chemistry is one thing, but we already do have pretty good chemistry with a lot of our guys. And fortunately, we had a bunch of guys here that were not here last season before camp. So we got to play pickup, we got to just spend time with each other, work out with one another, and have built some of that rapport already. So I get excited for various things with every unit that I'm in because everybody brings something different to the table and we kind of all mesh together slightly differently. And that's exciting for me because we're not a one-trick pony team. We have a bunch of options. We have a bunch of skilled guys and a bunch of extremely talented guys. So, yeah, I love playing for this team, and I'm really excited for what we're going to do.
Hey, Dwight, this one's kind of from left field, but have you, in your recovery times from injuries or just aches and pains, have you used those Therabody things?
Are you an investor?
Maybe. But you're familiar with them, I'm sure. Have you used them, and if so, what benefit comes out of that?
It's not part of my routine.
Not you?
No.
That's not your deal? Okay.
All right.
You want to talk about this, right?
No, he doesn't. We have
Shameless plug.
We have one question on Zoom with Christian. And then
It really isn't part of my routine, I promise.
Who has to write about that later on this week?
Oh, good luck.
You sound like an investor right now.
I can. Wait, can you say it again? Super quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You're one of the veteran guys in the locker room playing with a very young team. How did the national team experience for the summer benefited you preparing for this season?
How did your national team
Prepare for a young team?
prepare you for this season? Help prepare you for this season?
Yeah, I think any opportunity you have to play for the national team is an honor, and it's something I look forward to whenever the chance comes around. It's a chance to compete at a high level with high stakes in the off season, which I think is really good for the mindset. Obviously, you need to take time at the end of the season to recover, especially for me coming off of an Achilles injury. So that time was taken. But once the training begins again, it's nice to have a competitive timeline for your summer, not just for the season. So to have that period of time where you're competing at an extremely high level, your training can be catered more intensely for that period. And I think for me personally, I get a lot out of that because being able to go up against guys that are, it's important to play 5-on-5 and to play pickup and all that, but to go against a national team where your country's pride is on the line, it's a different level of competitiveness. So it really helps you kind of sharpen your skills and compete at the highest level. So it's a great experience every time I have the opportunity, and it definitely helps in my development every chance I get.